Hey, so just finished week 3, got in both Monday and Thursday. I was really wanting to post on Monday, but honestly, Monday was incredibly hard. That's starting to kind of become a pattern. I don't know if it's just that it's Monday and that's usually a tough day of the week or what, but we did arms and honestly, I was feeling really kind of down about it because of the lack of strength. So I was really kind of pouty about working out. And today, man, I was really, 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 really not wanting to work out. I woke up having some DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. If you work out, you're probably familiar with that. You know, the pain after the workout is a lot worse. And I have some weakness on one side that has made it really difficult. But on top of that, I'm also having some other issues with something that I've talked about or mentioned like in my hashtags or, kind of briefly in these videos, but I haven't really addressed very thoroughly, and that is the MS. So that is multiple sclerosis. So for those of you that don't know, multiple sclerosis stands for scars. So it literally means many scars. It is a chronic and incurable neurodegenerative disease. So what that basically means, it's an autoimmune disorder where my immune system has managed to break through what's called the blood-brain barrier. So like your blood, there's supposed to be a barrier that keeps certain, even your own immune system and white blood cells out of your brain. And somehow mine have become super industrious and have gotten into my brain and targeted the neurons, which are the little connectors that send the electrical signals from your brain to your body and back and forth. And they attack what's called the myelin sheath. It's like a coating on the outside of those neurons. So I always describe it to people as being like like if you have a lamp and the cord that's got that plastic coating over the wiring, that's the myelin. And my immune system is eating that myelin sheath. And that exposes the wire. So if you've ever had a lamp like with a short in it or a bad cord, like if that plastic coating has somehow been damaged, the signals don't transmit correctly, and it causes like a flicker or a short in the lamp. So my central nervous system has a short in it, basically. And with multiple sclerosis, it's sometimes called the snowflake disease because it's different for everybody that has it. So just like real estate, it's all about location, location, location. Where are your scars? Because your brain, each part of your brain handles different things. So for me, my scars are in clusters, and I'm fairly lucky. Well, that's not true, because some people can have lots and lots of different scars and not have lots of disability, and some people can have just a few scars and have lots of disability. Just it really depends on where they are and how bad they are. So mine are, I have in my cerebellum and the cerebellar peduncle, and that is the sort of, it's a knot of, brain stuff at the base of your brain. It's been described to me kind of as air traffic control for your body. So all the signals that are coming in from all over your body and like going out from your brain to different parts of the body, this is the part of your brain that handles kind of directing the traffic where it needs to go. So I've got like a drunk, lazy air traffic controller. So, that has caused some interesting symptoms. I also have lesions or scars at C6 in my neck and T6, that's your thoracic spine. So in my upper back, I've got clusters there, but by far the most active are in that cerebellum region. So what that has caused for me, my primary symptoms are a lot of issues with balance. I also have vertigo at times, so just a constant feeling of dizziness. Sometimes it feels like, but between those two, it feels like if you've ever been on a boat and when you get back on land, it still feels like you're moving. That's kind of how it feels to me. Something when it gets bad, I get really nauseous and it can be rough. I also have tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears, and I have an optic neuritis in my left eye. So there's a lesion on my optic nerve. I forgot about that one, which sometimes causes double vision or blurry vision. But the other ones along my spine also cause some weakness. So my left side is significantly weaker than my right side. I have some foot drop in my left leg. So when I'm walking, that signal to make your foot lift up when you take that next step and then go down doesn't happen. So like I scrape the toe of my shoe a lot, or will trip. And those things, heat insensitivity or heat sensitivity. So as little as a 1 degree change in my body temperature can trigger like full blown, like what they call pseudo exacerbations of my MS symptoms. And I also have some chronic fatigue, so I have to take medication just so I can be awake and alert and not like randomly dozing off. So I'm unfortunately feeling like I'm on the cusp of a flare, basically. So there are different types of MS, and I have what's called relapsing and remitting. So if you think about it, I have periods of stability, like a plateau, and then I'll have a flare or an exacerbation, and it drops off. You know, my ability to function becomes really low, and then it comes back up to a plateau, oftentimes a little bit lower functionality than the previous plateau, and I'll go a while like that and then have a drop off. So I haven't had a flare in going on 2 years, so it will be the first one. So I'm not too thrilled about that, but I had 2 good years. It just makes it a lot harder to try and do the things that I'm trying to do. So I have to stop and kind of take care of myself so that I can continue to move forward and not let this become a huge setback. But it really is frustrating. You know, I don't really know how else to really put it. It is frustrating, but I'm committed to keeping moving. You know, it's definitely slower than I've been before. It definitely feels harder this time because I am significantly, like a lot weaker than I was even going into sort of making that change that I decided to make in 2017 and really building myself up physically. So Trainer Travis, Life Addict Studios, that's where I kind of started this journey back in 2017 and was really doing very, very well. In the years prior to that, those of you that like know me from work, know at one point I was using a power wheelchair. Part of that was just the fatigue, and my job it's a very large building. It requires a lot of walking, and I just physically could not handle it. I had even attempted having a regular manual wheelchair, but the weakness on my left side was starting to cause some real problems with my shoulder. I physically couldn't propel myself the distances that I needed to be able to do on a daily basis. So that's why I had the power wheelchair for work. And I had kind of built myself up, gotten to using a cane, and then walking independently. So that was when I decided it was time to start, you know, really taking a serious attempt at fitness. So and I was doing really well all through 2017. You know, I had gotten up to where I was doing 3 classes a week, doing some exercising at home, doing those sorts of things. I was squatting, like, I think 180 was my record. Yeah. And then I hurt my back. So that was just kind of a fluke. It was like totally, unrelated, other than, I do have some instability because of the one-sided weakness. So I do have to be very careful in maintaining form and all those sorts of things to compensate for that weakness and make sure I'm not, you know, off centered, and the fact that sometimes it feels like the ground is moving. So it's been stressful. I've had some moments where I'm just feeling like, you know, whatever, just sit on the couch and chill. It would be a lot easier that way, but I don't think I would be happy that way. I need goals. I'm a very goal-driven individual. Like I can't do things just to be doing them. I have to have like a destination in mind. And if I don't have a destination, I don't do anything. So it's really important for me to set some goals for myself to keep myself moving forward, because, you know, I live with MS. I thrive with MS, and I don't say suffer from, because in a lot of ways MS has made my life better. But that's a story for another video. So that's kind of where I am today. Tomorrow, Saturday, taking a DIY flooring installation class. So seeing if that's a thing for me, if something I enjoy, and just trying to make sure that I am making the most of the time that I have the most physical ability, because, you know, I'm not a, you know, pie in the sky kind of person, and I recognize that multiple sclerosis, along with aging and all of those other things, could one day severely limit my ability to do certain activities. So I want to take advantage of the health and wellness and functionality that I have, and not waste that time and look back and wish, you know, I had done more when I was able to. So 2019-2020 Spartan race, moving from disability to dominance, you know, that's where I belong, and that's where I'm headed. So please continue to follow. Hopefully you have hit the subscribe button and will continue to follow me on this journey and help keep me accountable, because it might be part of the reason I actually came to my workout today, because, you know, how am I going to explain that on the video that I didn't do it? Because I don't have a good reason. So I'm making it work, and hopefully you can help me along the way. Just, you know, the moral support is important, and I appreciate it. So thank you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.